let's talk about when the British recognized the Egyptian independence. The Egyptian Revolution started on March 9th, 1919, and the Egyptians won their first war for independence on February 22nd, 1922, and they gained independence on February 28th. Even then, it was limited, labeling February 28th as their independence, or 4th of July. Now let's talk about the implementation of a new constitution. This happened a whole year after they gained limited independence, making it a 1923 constitution. The system that was adopted allowed the executive and legislative branch to work together in principle of control and balance of power, and ruling for a max of 5 years in court. The King Fuad I was not happy with the new constitution giving power to the people, so the Waft Party drafted up a constitution in 1923 based on the parliamentary representative system. In a parliamentary system, laws were made and voted in by the legislature and passed by the state. Since we've covered those, let's talk about the establishment of the Egyptian kingdom. This happened in 1954 due to the factor of them getting limited independence in 1922. Even then, British occupation lasted till 1954 due to the Anglo-Egyptian Agreement of 1954. This allowed British troops to be stationed in Egypt as they fought a war against India. The British also continued to train Egyptian troops, and later Egypt pleaded for a new draft of the agreement, and the British removed their troops. Now to our final topic and the fun one, the difference between burials of ancient Egypt and modern Egypt. As we all know, ancient Egypt was the process of mummification, which was an important part of our history. And as a fun fact, Abraham Lincoln had his 11-year-old son Willie in 1862 embroidered or mummified. And when he was assassinated 3 years later, the same doctor embroidered him for his funeral train to parade him around to his final resting place in Springfield, Illinois. The process of mummification was made through their important beliefs of the factor that the soul reunited with the body in the afterlife. This made it an important part of their religion to mummify and keep the bodies safe. In the process of mummification, they would start off by removing all the moisture from the body, and then they would use chemicals or natural preservatives like raisins to decay the outside flesh and the organs on the inside. But nowadays, most Egyptians are of the Islamic faith, and therefore they follow Islamic burials practices such as including to burying the decays quickly as possible, or just covering them with a white sling. Now, for the fun part of our presentation, wrapping each other up with toilet paper like they did for mummies. Now, due to some unforeseen circumstances, I will be wrapping my bearded dragon. But you guys and girls will be wrapping each other as a fun contest or game. In this contest, it will consist of 2 winners. The person who wraps the fastest and the person who looks the best. Now, the prizes you will get will be based on if your teacher gives you them and what they give you for the prize. To start off, let me tell you the rules and what supplies you will be given. The supplies that you are given is 1 roll of toilet paper or paper towels, whatever your teacher uses, and a 2-foot long string of tape. Now the rules that you must follow are only shoulders to ankles can be covered. You can only use the supplies you are given and nothing more. And be nice and don't be a sore loser. Now, due to the factor of that I am going to be wrapping my bearded dragon, again, I will only be following the rules of shoulders to about his tail as his ankles. I might wrap a little more of his tail, depending on how much I'll have. I am also not going to be using the whole toilet paper because this is a bearded dragon and this is only to show you what you're doing. So, yeah. I also will not be using tape because, like I said, this is a bearded dragon, not a child. I cannot put tape on my bearded dragon. Okay, so to start it off, let me get him settled. You will start at the bottom and tape. You should only need to use one piece of tape, and then you wrap it around. I'm just going to wrap my hand with him all the way around, kind of like you, and make it all nice and tight. So that, as you see, he cannot slip out of it. We'll just wrap his tail. That might work best. Okay. That way, okay. Hold up. The one thing I did forget to mention, and you're falling. Hold up. Okay. Oh, that was right on my sunburn. Okay. One thing I forgot to mention is that you will be timed. So whether you finish or not, you will have 10 minutes to wrap them. I suggest you use the full 10 minutes to make it look the best, because secretly that's the more important one. Because you want to look better than have it done faster. As another rule, you cannot just put the whole roll on top of someone. It has to be in strands of the toilet paper, the thin strands. So, yeah. It also has to be taped to their body, so you cannot just wrap it around them. Did you just kiss my sunburn, dude? That's a little weird. And on a final note, the type of tape that is used does not matter. It can be the clear tape or painter's tape. It just has to be tape. It cannot be duct tape, though.